What's up, everyone? Welcome to That Happened, a series where I talk about my favorite knockoff movies. So I've never really talked about it here, but my favorite princess is Cinderella. I love her story and I love watching different interpretations of it. Well, this one we're going to look at is not good. It's not at all the worst one I've ever seen, but it's pretty close. And of course, it's courtesy of our good friends at Goodtimes Entertainment. So first off, the good things. Even though the theme song isn't good, I do kind of like it.
Dream on, Cinderella, dream the day away, dreaming of a handsome prince to take your heart away.
I also kind of like the song that Cinderella and the prince sing in a weird way.
He's the one I've been waiting for, the handsome prince of my dreams. I've never felt this way before, afloat in a sea of moonbeams.
Oh, and while the background music is very simplistic, there is this one part that I really dig. And that's it. Yeah, that's all the good things. You knew it was going to be bad. The animation for this movie is just terrible. Every time something moves, it looks like it really shouldn't. But that's just the cosmetic stuff. On to the story. Well, they don't take a lot of liberties. Overall, it's just a straightforward adaptation of the original tale. Even though I would call this a Disney knockoff, it's not a one-to-one copy. For one, the father is still alive, which actually causes a big problem in the story. In some versions, you can see why Cinderella's father decided to marry the evil stepmother. Like maybe she fooled him, or maybe she changed over the years. But not this one. There's no excuse. Just look at her, man. Though funny enough, there is a bit of nuance when it comes to the stepsisters. There are a couple of scenes where they're actually considerate of Cinderella, but it's not really consistent. Now, the fairy godmother, she is probably my least favorite and the most useless fairy godmother that I've ever seen. She showed up really early in the movie, special, whatever you want to call this 45-minute snore fest, and she reveals that she's been there all along, just letting Cinderella get shit on her entire life. And not for any reason, because she's clearly not opposed to messing around with the stepsisters and the stepmother, which actively makes things worse for Cinderella, by the way. And I'm not going to say anything about the whole magic ends at midnight thing. It's a quirk of the story, and you just kind of have to deal with it. And yes, of course, I could go on and on about how the prince should have recognized her and all that nonsense, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Basically, the story just ends as usual. Slipper fits, they get married, blah, blah, blah. But there is like a couple things that I do want to mention about the ending. And it kind of took this movie from being boring to being bad. So the stepsisters apologize to Cinderella and she helps them get married, which is kind of neat. Like it follows some of their character beats from the rest of the movie. What's not neat is that Cinderella never tells her father about how terrible her stepmother was to her. And the stepmother is never punished. That is some bullshit. Yeah, this adaptation sucks. The animation sucks, the voice acting sucks, they don't do the story any favors, and overall, it's just so boring. It actually took me 7 hours, I'm not exaggerating, to watch this movie, because I kept falling asleep and had to pause. But if you want to check it out, if you need a sleeping aid, you can watch the whole movie for free on YouTube. Like this video for more knockoff movie reviews, and let me know if you want to see a ranking of my favorite Cinderella adaptations. I'd be happy to do that. Y'all are gonna hate my list.